Hello friends, what's up, how you doing? I am hanging out, I'm existing. Lots of stuff has been happening recently. Got a neuropsych eval done and got some information from that wasn't really excited to find out, however it makes a lot of sense. And I will be making a video more on that at some point in the future when I know a little bit more, probably when I get the full spec of test results back. But today I want to just sit down and have a cup of coffee and talk with you and reflect for a little bit because this week I hit 6 years being clean from self-harm. And that's a long time. If you've ever dealt with self-harm and have stopped or have tried to stop, you probably already know this. It is such a hard addiction to kick, and those urges almost never go away. Some days are easier than others, yeah, but overall it is still such a pain in the ass. So me and our system have hit 6 years clean, which is awesome. That's really good, but I'm not sure how I feel about it. Every time this date comes around to the year, it's like it messes with my brain, because we had a nightmare the other night about relapsing and it was like vivid as shit and not great. So dealing with that makes things exponentially more difficult. And it's just, I don't know, life is tough. Life is tough right now. But 6 years, that's a big milestone. We honestly didn't do much to celebrate. Went and got some Taco Bell and picked up a Four Loko to have, and that's pretty much it. Kind of just been chilling around at home. I haven't been doing much of anything at all lately, and I feel kind of bad about that. I feel kind of bad about not being super productive. I feel kind of bad about not doing a bunch of YouTube stuff immediately after I got back from the psych eval and everything. And I need to not beat myself up over shit like this because I need to take breaks and I deserve to take breaks, and I cannot be go 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 all the time, and I need to fucking realize that. But I'm trying. I managed to shower for the first time in God knows how long yesterday, so that was good. And today I've worked on cleaning up a little bit. I've been picking up trash. I made my bed so it's nice and more cozy and comfortable. I've been hanging out more in my chair the last couple of days. It sucks because we are, as a whole, as a system, me being pretty front stuck, I've been really dissociative, and it feels like others have been around, but there hasn't been much activity that I've been aware of, at least. I mean, a few things here and there, but overall I've been pretty alone the last week or so, and it's kind of sucked, actually, just due to the nature of the stuff that we're dealing with, and I would rather not have to deal with this completely alone. And I know I have system members who are designed to help deal with this a little bit better, so I know they're probably dealing with stuff inside, but I wish there was a way for me to communicate with them better. I don't know. The communication on that aspect sucks. But that's a perk of being incredibly mentally ill on top of having a dissociative disorder, I guess. But other than that, there's not a ton going on. Over the last 6 years, a lot has changed in my life. I've went through some major life changes where if I was gonna break with self-harm, I would have by now, I think, which makes it a little bit easier for me at this point to kind of keep pushing through, because I'm like, but I went through X, Y, and Z and was able to get through it without self-harming, so I can get through this without self-harming. And that's kind of what I remind myself. It's like, I've been through so much hell and back since I stopped self-harming, and I haven't resorted back to it. And if I was able to push through and get through that, I can get through pretty much anything without caving into those urges and those desires when I know that they're not good. But if you were to genuinely ask me like how I stopped self-harming, I don't know. I think it got so bad, it was a multiple times a day occurrence that I was doing it. At one point, I just got so fed up. I don't know, I can't remember what prompted me to stop. I know I ended up throwing away all of my tools and things that I used to self-harm with. But I genuinely cannot remember. That was super fucking weird. My empty SD card decided to stop my recording and just say, card full, card full, card full in all my cameras. And I don't have time to fuck with the computer in the middle of filming. So here we are on a different SD card. I genuinely cannot remember the prompting factor of like what ultimately made me throw away those tools. And I don't know where the strength came from that I had to resist those urges, especially those first 6 months, the first year. I think that was probably the hardest, and it hasn't gotten much easier. And when I say it's the hardest, I mean it is the hardest, but that's not to say it's not hard right now, because Jesus fuck, it's hard right now. It's hard all the time. It's hard 24/7. I deal with these urges almost constantly. I deal with reminders riddled on my body of them constantly, and like I trigger myself, not on purpose, and it's frustrating as hell. So definitely don't recommend self-harming in any capacity. I'm not sure where that strength came from, because that was before I wasn't really religious at that point. I had kind of fallen out with music, but I did pick up doing YouTube around that time. I started, oh god, I want to say I started this channel when I was 15. I wasn't 15. It was in 2015 that I started this channel. So I was 16, 17, 16. I was 16, I think. So I stopped self-harming that February, and I started my YouTube channel that May. And I definitely feel like having this outlet might have contributed to me being able to stay away from those unhealthy coping mechanisms more, because I had like found this community and I was very into, you know, all the YouTubers, Tyler Oakley, Connor Franta, you know, Grace Helbig, Hannah Hart, all of your like traditional like big YouTubers back in the day, I mean from like 2013 to probably 2017, 2018. They were very popular, very well known, and I was big into that crowd, and I made a lot of friends that way, and that could absolutely have contributed to me being able to steer clear from self-harm even when I wanted to. I think I felt like I kind of wanted to almost be a role model in some sense to the way that these creators were for me. I like the idea of potentially doing that for somebody else. I don't know that I do. I like to think that I do, but I obviously don't know if I do or not. I just totally lost my train of thought. Damn, that's been happening so fucking much with me lately. Just in the middle of a thought, I'll be in the middle of saying something, in the middle of writing something down, in the middle of recording something, and just poof, out of my head, what I was talking about, totally gone. Perks of dissociating, I guess. That was sarcasm if you couldn't tell. I hate dissociating. It's the literal worst, and today is probably the least dissociative day I've had in like a week and a half, which is good, but also rough, because a week and a half of dissociation, man, I don't usually deal with it that consistently, that bad, for that long. It was not good. I just like the idea of being a role model for somebody else, and I knew that if I was going to speak on topics like self-harm or talk about mental health, that I needed to be in a somewhat stable place myself, like not necessarily mentally stable, but like physically stable and safe to talk about it, like at a point where I am not at risk. I need to not be at risk and be able to talk about it, and that was super important to me. So I think that also could have contributed to why I stayed away, because I didn't want to be a hypocrite. I didn't want to be somebody who was talking about self-harm and how bad and harmful it was while I was continuing to use that coping mechanism for myself, and I feel like that makes sense. Anyway, I know this was just a big old ramble, and none of you probably stuck around to listen to most of it, and that's totally fine. I have no qualms, no problems with that, because This was a messy video nonetheless, and totally unplanned and unguided and unscripted. And I don't usually script my videos, but I've got like bullet point guidelines so I can stay on track. I didn't have that for this video, so sorry if it's all over the place. I'm trying to upload more frequently. I do have a video about like the dirty truth about self-harm where I'm going to get into a little bit more detail about how it affected me. I have that like fully planned out of like specific things that I want to talk about, so expect that in the next couple of weeks. There might be a favorites video coming. I don't know. There's going to be some other content. I'm going to figure out. I'm going to make content for this channel because I fucking missed making content for this channel, and I need to focus over here as well as focusing on my regression channel because I love it both, and I need to have an equal balance of the two. Definitely going to upload more on the regression channel just because people demand me to, but I will be posting over here, promise. If you want to see more videos from me, you can subscribe to this channel. I'm going to try to post about once a week, but if you want to see more content from me in general, I have a vlog channel and a channel all about age regression. They are both linked in the description. Riley's Little Space or Riley Kyle Vlogs Daily. You can search them up and find them and watch. I've got many hours of content on the internet. I would say follow my socials, but I don't really use them except for my regression ones, so if you're going to follow me there. That's about it. Okay, I love you guys. Bye.